It's a tug of war. A father on one side, adoptive parents on the other, and a 4-year-old child caught in the middle. The legal battle in the metro that's making waves across the country. Still ahead on NBC Action News.
A Kansas City man fights to raise his son despite 2 major court decisions in his favor.
Well, his battle is raising eyebrows with many single and adoptive parents across Missouri. NBC Action News investigator Keith King brings us the latest twist and why the fate of a 4-year-old boy remains in limbo.
Elizabeth and Jeff, we first told you about this adoption dilemma last May. A legal fight placing a 4-year-old boy in between his biological father and the only family he has known. A Missouri appeals court now is the latest to rule in the dad's favor, halting the adoption of the boy by the other couple.
I feel optimistic about the decision from the Western District Appeals Court.
Craig Lentz has reason to be cautiously optimistic about the future of his son.
I'm not optimistic about going back to the same court that has never followed the law up to now.
This is the latest development in the bitter legal battle over his son. The Missouri Court of Appeals just ruled that his parental rights cannot be terminated.
There needs to be a final decision made.
The legal battle began shortly after the baby's birth. The unwed mother signed away her rights, paving the way for another couple to begin the adoption process. In Missouri, unwed dads have just 15 days to secure their parental rights by either putting their name on the birth certificate or filing with the state's putative father registry. Lentz didn't do this until after that 15-day window when he got DNA evidence of his paternity. But it was too late, and the Jackson County Family Court allowed the adoption to go through.
What I've been told by local lawyers, they essentially can operate outside the Constitution and don't have to follow the law. And that really scares me.
But then a stunning development. The Missouri Supreme Court ruled in his favor. The court said fathers can challenge an adoption in a timely manner, a decision that creates concern for people looking at adoption.
I think that many people in the adoption community are very concerned about this case.
Mary Kay Kistard is a UMKC family law professor. She's not associated with this case, but like many adoption attorneys in the metro, she's surprised by the Supreme Court's decision.
But the Supreme Court basically said that in spite of the statute, he still could come forward and assert his rights.
And now the Missouri Appeals Court ruled that his parental rights cannot be terminated based on the argument that he neglected the child. The future of the now 4-year-old boy is still uncertain. The appeals court sent it back to Jackson County. A judge there could decide the child should stay with the family he's always known.
That would result in a guardianship, which is different from an adoption, because it would mean that the biological father's rights would not be terminated.
Or the decision could unite a father with a son he's fought to raise for years.
His father loves him, and I can provide a stable home for him.
Now, we have reached out to the family trying to adopt this child. Their attorney did not want to comment on this case, only saying, quote, the judicial system has failed this child, but the case is not over. Tonight, the child remains with that family.
Well, what is likely to happen to this little boy?
Well, that is very complicated, as you might imagine. Bottom line, the next judge is expected to look at what's called extraordinary or unusual circumstances, answering questions like, would it be too difficult on the boy to remove him from this family because of bonding and all that. The judge also will take into consideration if that family kept the biological father from seeing his son. Craig says that they did. That could end up helping him in the long run. Bottom line, a couple of attorneys that I've talked to says that a likely scenario, the family will continue to raise this child under that guardianship umbrella. Yeah. A lot of unanswered questions.
Wow. Well, keep us up to date. It's an interesting but very sad case.
It is. Yeah, no winners in this.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you, Keith.